The ways in which a person may change in shifting light and shade. Her eyes are dark, impenetrable, until the breeze fans a branch and the eyes gleam, are dark, and gleam again. Her hands look as if they might be cold to the touch. And then the sunlight touches them, and you know they would warmly caress. The shadow of a passing cloud alters the very pattern and colour of her dress, a fleeting disguise. The hair is a stream of darkness, and then darker still, and then a lighter sheen. Her face has the brightness of youth, but with a slight turn of the head is older, grey, ghostly.
You are gazing again at me.
I was watching the light and shade pass over you.
Composing a list?
Yes. The brightness of you, and then a kind of ghostliness.
I'm no ghost, Shonagon. I'm very real.
I know you are, Saisho.
Real and present. And weary and...
What?
Weary of being present. I think I may leave the palace for a while.
At a time like this?
A time of turmoil and uncertainty, yes.
It will pass. The new Empress will settle and grow. Our own Majesty will summon us soon.
Well, until the passing and growing is done, I will go elsewhere. If I can get permission.
Where would you go?
I will visit my mother, to help her in her illness.
What is wrong with her?
I've no idea, but there's bound to be something. She's always ill, or says she is.
How long will you be away?
Maybe a month. I'm sure there will be ailments enough to justify a month.
I will miss you.
Shonagon, if indeed Her Majesty summons you soon, you will hardly notice I've gone. Her Majesty, Empress Teishi, your destiny, your love, your life.
What did you say?
When Her Majesty summons you...
No, after that, after I'd hardly notice you're gone.
Nothing. That's all I said, the simple truth.
No, not simple. My life, you said. My destiny.
Destiny? Shonagon, don't you think you too should take a rest from all this turmoil?
Are you mocking me?
Certainly not. No more than usual.
I'm in no mood for your teasing.
Well, you make that very clear. Shonagon, we have a new Empress. She is very young and very daunting.
Is that a reference to my having fainted in her presence?
No, but you did faint. You seem distracted and troubled, and forgive me, but at times you've been downright irrational. You go wandering for hours, talking to no one or talking to trees. You say you hear a voice. The voice of Her Majesty, Empress Teishi.
Your destiny, your love, your life.
No.
Yes. You are a troubled woman. But Shonagon, I've no doubt Her Majesty will send for you. We all know how fond she is of you. No one knows it better than you.
Even your fainting is graceful, my Shonagon.
Oh. Oh, dear.
What?
A little dizzy. And maybe we should go inside. It's becoming chilly.
No, wait a little. Till we're sure you're all right. Sit here.
I'm fine. Just a little... Oh, Shonagon, those eyes of yours. They look so hungry. What is it? What is it you need? Do you want me to tell you a story?
A story?
It's rather like a dream. You surely don't want me to tell you my dreams.
Only if it would help you.
Help me? What would help me is to go inside and lie down. Think about my home, the past. I have been thinking much about the past.
Your Majesty.
All the way back. Beyond my imperial life, beyond youth. Back to my girlhood. I don't think I ever told you this story, Shonagon, about the day I received a visitation from the goddess. Did I tell you?
No, Your Majesty.
I was just a little girl, 9 years old. And my mother and I, with 2 aunts and a few playmates, we went walking in woodland. I was reminded of this when I saw you, Shonagon, among the trees. I knew you could imagine they were wooden giants, who might uproot themselves and walk. I too had dreams like that when I was a girl. I used to dream about escape as well. And that day it wasn't a dream. I did escape. I crawled under the low branches of bushes, between ferns, and between the banks of a small stream, until I came to a lovely, lovely clearing. Here the stream became wider, it formed a pool, and in the pool were golden fish. It was there I met the goddess. I'm not sure if I could really see her or even hear her voice. But I do know she was a little girl like me, and her feet were dangling in the cool water, just like mine. And I know she told me I should call her Heian, peace and tranquility. All the things that girl, that goddess showed me that day, Shonagon. They were wonderful. They were heavenly, and they made us both laugh. I think the goddess can be as mischievous as any girl. She has been my companion ever since. The goddess, little Heian, whose very name is like a cheeky smile. I was 9 years old. 5 years later, I married the emperor. I became the Empress of Peace and Tranquility. And now my reign is over.
No, Your Majesty, no, that must not be. Your Majesty, your nose is bleeding. Here, please, let me wipe it gently.
What are you doing?
Saisho, you have a nosebleed.
Saisho, yes. And you called me Majesty. Give me the handkerchief. What is wrong with you?
I know what this is.
Do you, indeed? You know what it is when you call me Majesty, as if you were some kind of blasphemous clown.
You spoke as Her Majesty.
I have been sitting here quietly trying to clear my head while you've been staring at me.
You told me a story about childhood. A pool with golden fish, the goddess.
I did not.
You used Her Majesty's voice.
I did no such thing.
Well, the Empress spoke through you.
So you're hearing voices again? Talking to trees and hearing voices?
The Empress did the same, the new Empress. She spoke in Our Majesty's voice. That's when I fainted.
No more. Enough.
Listen, Saisho.
I shall get away.
Please. I know what this is.
Not just from turmoil.
It's something dreadful.
I need a holiday from you.
Listen to me.
Things that ladies in waiting should not do in a palace garden. They should not bicker like children. Their voices should not be those of ruffled chickens. They most certainly should not drip blood on the bodice of their gown.
Your Majesty, forgive me.
Go. Clean your face and hands and change your clothes. Wait for us in the south vestibule of the throne room.
Your Majesty.
Be in attendance there in no more than 15 minutes. Well, Lady Shonagon.
Forgive us, Your Majesty. It was a foolish difference of opinion.
Foolish indeed, and utterly lacking in decorum.
Is Her Majesty here alone?
There are several ladies within easy call, and 3 guardsmen, should our person be in any danger.
Danger? But how could there be any danger in me? Your Majesty.
You will have heard, Lady Shonagon, that we have been reading some of your compositions, your lists.
Things that ladies should not do in a palace garden. Yes, Your Majesty, I am flattered.
Do not be. It was mockery. No lady companion of ours would indulge in such frivolity. Or is it more than that? Do you aspire towards poetry?
No, Your Majesty, I am no poet.
We are glad you understand that.
The lists are, yes, often frivolous, but not always. And Her Majesty, Empress Teishi, she finds them pleasing.
And the Emperor? Perhaps as first consort, we might ask his opinion. Ask him if a palace lady should write a list of the ways in which a man should leave his lover's bed. The decorum of such a leave-taking.
That list was many years ago.
Or the Chancellor, as his daughter. Might we call his attention to the fact that such dubious pages are circulating in the palace?
I'm sure such pages would not be worthy of the Chancellor's attention. And, Your Majesty, they were not circulated by me. I composed them for the Empress, or for friends, or for myself. What then became of them?
Things that may be overheard in a palace garden. Nonsensical phrases and random words. Golden fish, talking trees, dreadful turmoil, and the need for a holiday. And was it blasphemy?
Your Majesty, it was nonsensical. A silly quarrel between dizzy women. I couldn't give you a sensible account. I'm not even sure myself now what it was about.
Well, perhaps Lady Saisho can bring some coherence to the nonsense.
Things that only a friend may know. By a tilt of the head, that one is close to losing one's temper. By a raising of the chin, that one is close to tears. By a sharpness of tone that it is a difficult time of the month, that certain fears, though without reason, must be accepted as real. That a story, often told before, can be as soothing as music. Those silences that must never be broken, the eloquence of a glance. That there are times when the swiftest looks must not be exchanged, as hysteria may result. Secrets withheld from a lover, but told to a friend.
I know there are some things she was able to keep from the Empress.
Saisho is capable of subtlety and discretion, sometimes.
But she did tell them to me.
Why?
Because she is worried about you, as I am.
What did she tell you?
That you think something dreadful is going to happen. That you've been hearing the voice of Your Majesty, Empress Teishi. Was the voice a warning of some kind? Is that what you think?
There is something in your tone.
The new Empress doesn't yet know about the voice, but she does suspect that what happened in the garden was more than a silly quarrel.
It's a familiar tone.
She said the word blasphemy was used. At first, she wanted to send a priest and an exorcist to examine you.
Examine. It's your policeman's manner.
But she changed her mind.
She sent you instead.
Yes.
A policeman on duty. You are here to examine me, to interrogate me.
I am to question you. Yes.
Ways to answer with subtlety and discretion. Answer fully and convincingly, indeed truthfully, but withhold part of the truth. One truth may be used as the evasion of another. The truth one dare not admit to oneself.